welcome to the Rockin' Boxes Underground. Yeah, where we take the stuff from the bottom and we raise it to the top. Who are we going to talk about today? Could be you, could be you, could be you. If it's you, there's the door. You know where it is. Don't let it hit you on the way out. Anyway, let's talk about Maxine Waters last week here in the U.S. news. They've got this crazy black broad who says that she's an African American. Now, if you saw my video last week or from the last video, you will see there's no such title. It's a buzzword. African. You are not African. You're an American. And to boot, you know what? All those people in California, the ones that she takes care of in her constituents, she's a rich lady. She's not oppressed. She's got $50 million, whatever the hell she's got, quadrillion dollars. She drives around in fancy cars and whatnot. Hey, let's open up some cards. I don't know if this is going to be the last one I'm going to do with these cards. I don't know. It kind of takes away from the flavor of what I'm trying to get to when it comes to the point of what I'm, actually trying to say. Anyway, let's check it out. Let's see what we got. I got a Don't Steal Me card right there. They put these in there. These are these little, whenever you go through the beeper, beep, 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 it says, hey, he stole some stuff. Not me, but Anyway, we'll just go through a couple of these. Anyway, Maxine Waters, she's a crazy lunatic. Now, Hillary Clinton, I don't know why she's still trying to be relevant in anything with John Kerry and going across, to Europe and whatnot and talking about, Trump's policies and whatnot and going against him. I mean, isn't this treason? Like, that's treason to me, talking about your president. Yet, you still live in the United States, but you go out and you're talking about his foreign policies and his policies and all this stuff and bashing the guy, especially Maxine Waters. Here's what she said.
We are trying to make sure that we're making America great every day in every way. And the best way to do that is to stop talking about discrimination and start talking about the nation. We're coming together as a people in spite of what you say. Thank you, gentlemen. I yield back.
Gentleman's time has expired. Members are reminded to address their remarks to the chair. The gentleman from Texas reserves, the gentlelady from California.
Thank you very much. The gentleman, Mr. Kelly, please do not leave. Because I want you to know that I am more offended as an African-American woman than you will ever be. And this business about making America great again, it is your president that's dividing this country. And don't talk to me about the fact that we don't understand what happens on the automobile. No, I will not yield. No, I will not yield.
Okay.
Don't tell me that we don't understand. That's the attitude that's been given toward women time and time again.
The gentlelady will suspend. The chair wishes to remind all members that they are to address their remarks to the chair. Gentlelady will continue.
I respect the chair, but don't stop me in the middle when you didn't stop him in the middle. And so I shall continue. Don't you dare talk to me like that and think that somehow women don't understand what goes on the floor of automobile dealers.
Minded to direct her remarks to the chair. The gentlelady will continue in order.
I will continue to do that. However, I don't appreciate that you did not interrupt him when he was making those outrageous remarks about him knowing more about discrimination than I know about discrimination. I resent that, and I resent the remark about making America great again. He's down here making a speech for this dishonorable president of the United States of America. Having said that, I reserve the balance of my time, and no, I do not yield not 1 second to you. Not 1 second. Not 1 second to you.
Really? This is a woman that goes into, House of Representatives or whatever and speaks like this and says she's an African American. She put Africa first before being an American. And all these people, where did she get her money, the donations and all that? Who did she rape? Who did she pillage to get all the money that she has? Cars and a mansion that she lives in. And she's probably for pro-immigration, like a borders open and all that stuff. Obviously she is telling, this other gentleman, you don't know what it's like to be oppressed and you don't know this and that. You know what, lady? You said Africa first. MAGA. Make Africa great again. Go back to Africa. Let's see how long you last there. You know what? You live in one of the greatest countries in the world, but yet you continually put it down, and you're crazy loco in the head, you know, loco la la cabeza. You're close to Mexico, hablar español. Hey, I live in Canada here, and yo hablo español. Es loco, eh? Okay, so I said a couple of the same words in the same sentence, but I do speak Spanish, and if I really wanted to have a conversation with somebody, I could. The problem is that this lady, Maxine Waters, is just way out there. She is, oh my gosh, she needs to retire. Yeah. And Nancy Pelosi is the same. They're both idiots. I don't get it. So tomorrow's video is going to be great. It's going to be touching on Canadian politics. I know I touch on a lot of American politics. That's because I'm only like 8 minutes from the border. So I can't help it. I've always loved the United States, and I've always loved, you know, the stuff that's went on, especially, you know, history when it comes down to the War of 1812 and the Confederate War and all that kind of thing. So I've always been enthralled with the ins and outs, if you will, of whatever happens in the U.S. Because, I mean, at the end of the night, really, past prime ministers have always been puppets to the you know, the U.S. presidents and what they've said and whatnot. This prime minister, however, I don't know. He has his own ideologies. He's like a globalist. He wants to be a free, you know, global, open society kind of guy. I mean, look how many refugees we took in, 10,000 refugees, something like that. And apparently 90% of the people that have been coming in and seeking asylum here in Canada have come through the Quebec border, and it's like, well, let's just keep the people coming, I guess. I don't know, because if I cross the border without my Canadian citizenship, I'm going to get into trouble, right? Like, they would stop me right at the border and say, get out. But with all these, you know, I mean, I could go to Saskatchewan and just walk over. There's a place, there's like a field, and you could just walk right across, like, hey, I'm in the U.S. Hey, I'm in Canada. But yeah, it's crazy. So tomorrow's video, getting back to that, is going to be more on this Canadian politics of what's going on. We have an election coming up. There's 3 candidates, Liberal, Conservative, and PC as well. Don't forget the Green Party. You can't forget the Green Party. Everybody always forgets the little guy. And it's really interesting what's going to happen here because, I mean, there's so many people that love this Liberal government, which is sad because Kathleen Wynne has to go. She's a pathetic individual with her ideologies with regard to sex education and all this kind of stuff. And she just came out today and said that, oh, you know, it's who has the best agenda for the people and this and that. Well, she screwed us on the hydro deal. So, you know, and I know Andrea Horwath she's a good lady. They've got good intentions, but they're the New Democratic Party. And that's the problem right there. So, you know, for this area, we have a guy named Chuck McShane. I think I'm probably going to vote for him. Just because, you know, I am a PC guy, and I think that, you know, I mean, they're all criminals at the end of the night, aren't they? I mean, really, they say shit and then they don't even do it, right? So, anyway, this video has gone longer than normal. Tomorrow, I do talk about the Fords, Rob Ford and Doug Ford. I mixed the two up, and I was talking about Toronto Council. Now, these 3 individuals that are going for the Ontario elections are for Premier, okay, the Premier of Ontario. And I kept saying something along the lines about something else, and it wasn't even correct because Doug Ford is Rob Ford's brother who passed away, God bless him, and he was the mayor of Toronto at the time. And now Doug Ford is throwing his hat in the ring to be the Premier of Ontario. So there you go. I mixed it up. If you're watching the video tomorrow, enjoy it. It was a fun video to do, and more underground stuff coming at you. So guys, be good to one another and hit the zombie rock. Oh yeah.